everyone, welcome back to Fembot IT. My name is Julie and today's video is on VPC endpoints. So I had questions on VPC endpoints on both my Certified Solutions Architect Associate and Professional exam, probably 3 to 4 on each exam, and it's something that I really struggled with. So I'm hoping this video helps you prepare for your exams and also helps you get prepared for the real world. So please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, please subscribe if you love it, and let's get into it. So VPC endpoints allow access to public zone services without a VPC or subnets being connected to a public internet. In the previous video that we did on internet gateways, NAT gateways, and egress-only gateways, we talked about how you would need an internet gateway to access the internet or AWS public zone from your VPC. Sometimes when you create a VPC, you may not want the VPC to be public, and you might need your subnets to be completely private. In our previous video, we talked about how you could use a NAT gateway, but then you give your private resources access to the internet. And sometimes we don't want our private resources to be able to reach the public internet, but we do want them to be able to reach the AWS public zone. So what can we use? Well, we can use VPC endpoints. There are two different types of VPC endpoints. There are gateway endpoints and interface endpoints. So let's go over a few essentials that you need to know for your exam. So gateway endpoints sit inside a VPC, not a subnet, and they are designed to be highly available. They are associated with the route table, and when they're associated with the route table is automatically updated with the prefix list of service and the target endpoints, and I'll show you that in our demo in the next section. You can use IAM policies or resource policies to restrict the access, and right now gateway endpoints only support DynamoDB and S3, and you must be inside a VPC and able to use these gateway endpoints. Interface endpoints are created a little differently. They sit inside a subnet, and in order for them to be highly available, you should have an interface endpoint in each availability zone. Interface endpoints do not use the route table. Instead, they are actually an elastic network interface device, and they're associated with the security group inside the subnet. Interface endpoints come with their own set of DNS names, including one for each availability zone and each region, and they can be used with Route 53 Resolver to return a private IP address instead of the public IP address. Supports most of AWS services, and they are available to be used outside of the VPC with VPN, Direct Connect, or VPC peering. So let's get into the console and see some VPC endpoints in action. Okay, so here we are in the AWS console under Services. Let's scroll down to Networking and Content Delivery and click on VPC. And then on the VPC console page, we are going to look on the left-hand side and click on Endpoints. So remember, we're going to create two endpoints. The first one we're going to do is the gateway endpoint. And remember, the gateway endpoint, they sit inside a VPC, not a subnet. And you can use those with basically S3 and DynamoDB at the time of this recording. So let's scroll down and let's just do S3. So let's find S3. We'll select it. Go back up. It always kicks me down to the bottom. And another thing to point out is when you're creating your endpoints, if you look on the right hand side under type, it will distinguish between the two, interface or gateway. So that just makes it a little bit easier to remember what you're doing. So the next step is to select your VPC, and then we want to select the route table. And if you had multiple route tables in your VPC, they would all be listed here, but we only have the one. So we're going to select it. And remember, the route table is automatically populated with the prefix list and the target. And after we're done, we'll go in and I'll show you so you can see that. And then our last step is the policy. So remember, you can add resource policies or IAM policies to your endpoints. You can restrict access if you want, and this is where you would do it here. And again, you can use a standard AWS policy, and you can also do custom policies. But let's leave everything as default and click Create Endpoint. And you'll see our newly created gateway endpoint. So it's got our route table, and again, here's where you could go in and add the policy, edit the policy, and we'll go back to details. All right, so it takes a few minutes for the root table to populate. So we're going to pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, let's go over and check our root table. So we're going to go back to the left-hand side and select root table. And we have our root table selected that we just used for our gateway endpoint. Let's select roots. Oh, and here we go. So the PL, that is your prefix list, and then your target. And remember, these are automatically populated by AWS, and they're updated too. So that's something that you don't have to worry about with your endpoints. But let's go back to the endpoints and let's create our second one, the interface endpoint. And you're going to see that this is a little bit different. So again, select create endpoint. And we're going to scroll down and you can pick whichever service. What did we have in our PowerPoint? We had SNS, SQS, and Cloud. Let's just, in CloudFormation, but let's select SNS. And you're going to see down here below that you have a couple more options to choose from. So the next is the VPC, just like you're with your gateway. This is different from gateway, your subnet selection. So remember that interface endpoints sit inside a subnet and they have a security group attached. So you have to select whichever subnet that you want to put the interface in. And remember, if you put an interface endpoint in all of your availability zones, it will make it highly available, which is best practice. You know, the gateway endpoints are already highly available, but your interface endpoints, you have to actually choose that step to make them highly available. So we'll also leave enable private DNS. So remember that this is what works with Route 53 Resolver to return a private IP address versus a public IP address. And then the last step is to select your security group because this is a network interface, a network resource, so it has to have a security group associated with it. We're just going to leave it all as the default and click Create Endpoint. And then I just want to show you one more thing. I wanted to show you the DNS names that comes with it. So let's select our newly created interface endpoint and then scroll down just a bit and you'll see right here, these are the DNS names that come with it. So remember that you have DNS names for the specific region you're in and also for availability zones. And you can use these to work with Route 53 Resolver. And really that's it. Those are the differences and what I wanted to talk to you about for VPC endpoints. I did have questions about VPC endpoints, at least 3 on both the Certified Solutions Architect Associate and Professional exam. So it's a really important topic I think that you need to know, especially for the exam and for real world environment. So anyways, thanks for coming by and I'll see you next time.